Hi everybody, welcome to my latest video. It's your old mate Beatle Dave. I hope you're all well and dandy out there in the Beatles world, YouTubers, people on the internet and the VC, vinyl community. As promised, today we are going to be doing a book review. Now, some of you might remember last year I did a video on this book, Made in England, the complete overview of the Beatles singles manufactured in the UK. These were very, very expensive, and they are by Apcore Books, and this was written by a chap called Richard Noller. Now, this was from a couple of years ago. This book, I believe, has sold out. Earlier this year, he did a follow-up book, and this is the British Beatles EPs. I have opened this to make it quicker, but I haven't actually looked at it, so you're going to be seeing it as I see it. There is a little story to this as I'm unboxing it. That is the actual book. It's come in a nice sturdy box, got in perfect condition. I saw this book advertised on the dreaded eBay on Richard's own site. So I got in touch with him and I says, I'm sorry, because he did offer me this book when it first came out, and I just couldn't actually afford it at the time. And I says, I'm interested in getting this book. And he goes, Dave, this is the last one. And I goes, can I still have it? And he goes, yeah. He says, I've got two that I'm keeping. He says, but this is the last one that he's going to sell. The production run has finished, and I don't think it's ever going to be reprinted. So I'm very honoured to actually have the last one that was for sale. So you can't go out and buy this book anymore. I must stress that you cannot go out and buy this book. Although I'm giving it a review, the only way you'll get this is if you get one second hand, and the second hand prices are probably going to be more than what you pay for one if you could still get new. It's a very, very heavy book, and I'm hoping it's going to be the same sort of presentation as, bear with 1 sec, as the singles book. So if you're, an avid collector of Beatles records, EPs, singles, LPs, you've got to start getting books like this. In America, you've got similar books, but they're by different people. I can't remember his name. I know Beatle Dad's featured a few, and so has Joe, Mr. Mayo. I've decided to get out the shrink wrap. Right, so this is it. This is the book we're going to be looking at. Extended Play in the UK. A complete overview of the Beatles EPs manufactured in the UK by Richard Noller. With contributions by Ed Deckman, I think it is. Again, a very, very heavy book. I don't think it's quite as has got quite as many pages as the singles book, but then again, they didn't release as many EPs as they did singles, did they? Richard did also tell me that he has started work on a third book, which is going to be the British Beatles LP. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So thank you, Richard, for letting me buy this book off you. And if you watch my last video, you might know that I bought 4 boxes of singles off him as well, which I'm still whether to do a video on them or not. If you'd like me to do a video on them, please leave it down in the comments below. So again, this is published by Apcore Books. So that is the spine, and you get some wonderful photos or pictures of some of the EPs from Britain. This does include EPs that came out as CDs as well. So yeah, if you collect Beatles EPs from the UK, you need this book. It is the most extensive atlas of images ever. The Beatles UK EPs. Every label variation is explored in close detail, showing both major and subtle. In other words, whether it's a major variation or minor variation. You know, it's just me, I'm tired. Buying this lavishly illustrated book will help you discover which Beatles EPs you have and those you need to complete your collection. This book covers the period between 1963 and 2023, it says there on the back. The hit EPs from the 60s, Polydor EPs, Irish pressed EPs, little known pressings from the early 70s, detailed examination of all the sleeve types, box sets, silver labels from the 1990s, and vinyl and CD promos, and a lot more. Also included are important new singles discovered since the publication of the Made in the UK singles book, and all variations of the Beatles' last single, Now and Then. So it's pretty up to date, isn't it? You are guaranteed to make many new discoveries, just as I did whilst researching this book. Now, researching this book leads me again to the singles. The singles that I got off Richard, he brought to research this book, the singles book. If you haven't got these books, you know, if you are a British-based Beatles fan, or even if you're in America and you've got some British Beatles singles, EPs, or even LPs, you are going to need something like this, because I've got a vast collection of Beatles records, singles, EPs, LPs, as most of you know. And I know there's that many different variations of each single, EP and LP. And this is a must for me. It is a must. It was quite a lot of money, but I think for somebody like me, it's probably going to be worth every penny. So how many pages do we get in it? How many pages do you think's in this book? 500. So there's 500 pages of information, photos and things like that. Like I say, very, very hefty book. Hefty as in heavy. I know on the last one he did actually put a dedication in the front for me. I don't know if he has on this. Yeah, he has just put all the best, Rich. There. So it's signed. Extended play in the UK, a complete overview of the Beatles EPs manufactured in the UK by Richard Noller, with contributions by Ed Deckman. And again, Apcore Books. I don't know if this has anything to do with Apple, because Apcore was Apple, wasn't it really? First published in the Netherlands in 2024 by Apcore Books, Netherlands. Text copyright Richard Noller, 2024. So you get table of contents. I'm not going to read every page, I'll just show you certain things. I think that's the easiest way to do this. So that is the contents there. So if you want to freeze that and then zoom in, there is, crikey, there's an introduction, there's a dedication, Tony Showdown with the Beatles EP, Twist and Shout, so you've got all the British ones there. This even shows you the mythical Yellow Submarine Apple catalogue, unknown release. Then there's the songs the Beatles gave away, EP. I think that means the songs the Beatles gave away on other people's EPs. Baby It's You, Across the Universe, Paperback Writer, which came with the recent Revolver box set. Yeah, so, you know, there's something in here for everybody, I think. Now, I must apologise, you've just seen me open this, so I haven't actually read it. By the look of this, it's going to take me a few weeks to read it as well. It also includes the Beatles EP box set, which I've got up there, which is similar to that Beatles singles box set there, from the early 80s, I think it was, wasn't it? Just hope this microphone's working okay, because I've had to put it on a strange position. Yeah, so yeah, and then like I say, it goes on, there's a few singles at the back and stuff like that. acknowledgements. We don't really want to look at that, do we? Now, the daft thing is, in the UK in the 60s, you had a singles chart and you had an LP chart. But for a certain time, you also had an EP chart. So a lot of these EPs the Beatles released actually got to #1 in the EP charts. It's telling you what numbers to look out for, where you find certain things on a record, right there. Mother stamps and things like that, which I'm sure most of you probably know. I'm just going to put this out so I can, bear with 1 sec. So I can put this here and then I can look and see. It's right, Polydor. We all know the Beatles recorded a few songs for Polydor before they was famous. So you've even got pictures of the labels of the Polydor singles there, which are actually quite rare, especially them versions with like the Polydor scroll. I was looking at getting My Bonnie, because believe it or not, I have not got that on single. I've got Ain't She Sweet on single, but to get an original My Bonnie on single, you're talking the best part of £100. A lot of money, isn't it? Then we get demo versions of white labels, look, for the EPs. Then you've got a couple of promos for the Twist and Shout one. These are all Twist and Shout actually on that page. They're all Twist and Shout. Now, I always thought the first Beatles EP was the Beatles Hits. God, there's even more. So there's pages and pages of different like label variations for the Twist and Shout one. And there's, look, how many's there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So there's 27 pages just on the Beatles Twist and Shout EP. That just shows you how much research has gone into this book and how detailed the research is. Then you've got the Beatles Hits. Again, it shows you the white label ones first. I'm not going to show you too much in this book because of copyright, so, but I'm just going through, you know, roughly what's in it, things I think is important. I'm going to flick through it. So the Beatles LP, EP and single. Hard Day's Night EP. Beatles Million Sellers. Let's try and get to that not Strawberry Fields. Yesterday. Now the Yesterday EP in the UK is a bit of a curio because I think it came out before the Nowhere Man EP, but it's actually more scarce. And then after Nowhere Man, the next EP we got was Magical Mystery Tour in the UK. I know some of the other countries around the world did EPs, didn't they? Even into the early 70s. My Yesterday EP has mysteriously vanished. I can't find it anywhere. There's a big box down here that's got all my Beatles singles and EPs in. It's not in there. I've got the 2 boxes of Beatles singles and EPs up there. Not in there. I've got a great big box of Beatles singles underneath that Beatles CD box there. Can't find it. I don't know where it's gone. I know it's not like I'd have lent it somebody, so I don't know. I've put it in that safe place that we've all got, folks, and we forget where it is. Daft, aren't I? Really, I'm daft. I think age is starting to get to me, folks. Fanta, that is. It's like a orange pop, very refreshing. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to do it like this now. So I'm just going to quickly flick through. Nowhere Man's a nice EP. If you can ever get that, it is a really, really nice EP. And the cover of that is fantastic. That is the cover of the Nowhere Man EP. That one there. Yeah, I've still got that, which is a bit strange, isn't it? Yeah, there's pages and pages on each EP. Magical Mystery Tour. See, I always like the Magical Mystery Tour album. I've got to admit, I do love the Magical Mystery Tour album, but I also think the double EP we got in the UK is also fantastic. You know, we had to wait till 1976 to get the Magical Mystery Tour EP officially in the UK. I think you could get it in limited imports from America in 1968, I think. But yeah, I always think it's whichever version you prefer, whether it's the EP or the LP, I think they're both fantastic. I really do. I think I'm right in saying the Magical Mystery Tour EP got to number 2 in the UK charts and was only held off number 1 by Hello Goodbye. Yeah, you know, it's strange, isn't it? You know, the Beatles were even in competition with themselves, weren't they, sometimes? It's strange how Apple, you know, didn't carry on with the EPs when they went to Apple. Although there was an Apple EP, wasn't they? Which was something to do with Walls Ice Cream, but the Beatles weren't on it. It was people like Jackie Lomax, wasn't it, and things like that. That's actually quite rare to get as well. Yeah, pages and pages on each one. Again, it tells you how to identify an original from a later copy. The big giveaway in the UK is it will say, if it's an original, it usually says made in Great Britain right on the bottom of the label, and on later ones it will say made in the UK on the outer rim of the label. And obviously some place it will say EMI instead of the Parlophone Co or the Gramophone Co, although it's still on Parlophone label, which is always a bit confusing. Crikey, there's a lot on the Magical Mystery Tour. Let's have a look. Right, so this is right. So the Yellow Submarine EP, if that would have ever come out, would have had It's Only a Northern Song. There's 6 songs on this. I presume it would have been a double EP then. Yeah, it would have had Only a Northern Song, Hey Bulldog, Across the Universe, All Together Now, and It's All Too Much. Sorry, 5 songs. So yeah, technically it could have been a single disc, couldn't it? But if it's the proper version of It's All Too Much, that's quite a long song, isn't it? So there is acetates of it apparently. Look, yeah, there's acetates of it. Stay tuned, folks, because I will be doing some Beatle Dave's Twist and Shoutouts at the end of this as well. Then obviously songs the Beatles gave away on EPs is EPs by people like Billy J. Kramer and the Dakotas, The Foremost, Cilla Black, Peter and Gordon. They were quite big in America, weren't they, Peter and Gordon? PJ Proby. Then there's the Apple EP from the 90s. This shows you the single and the CD version of it, look. That's quite rare to get. Well, the single version, quite rare to get. And then there was that one, wasn't there, where it came in like a Apple thing where you got it out. That was for the CD, wasn't it? And it was even on the cassette. So I've learned something there. I didn't realise it was on a cassette. Some foreign EPs here as well. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Then there's like the Baby It's You. Technically, that was an EP. Very, very interesting book. It's going to take me months to read this, to be honest, all the way through. Then you've got things like the Let It Be EP from the recent Let It Be remastered box set and the Paperback Writer EP. You know, technically they are EPs, aren't they? Then it goes on about the Beatles Blue EP box set, which came with a standalone EP, which was on side 1 The Inner Light and Baby You're a Rich Man, and on side 2 it was She's a Woman and This Boy. There's quite a bit on that as well. Then you've got the Beatles EPs on CD. It's a bloody big book, isn't it, eh? Which replicates the original Beatles singles collection, EP collection. Excuse me. There's a silver labelled Twist and Shout EP there, look. Never ever seen one of them. Not in real life anyway. I've seen them in books before. I think they call it silver injected moulding, isn't it? Magical Mystery Tour again. There's lots and lots of variations in this, there really is. Really is. That's the one for Wall's Ice Cream. That one there. So you got the Ivies, Storm in a Teacup. The Ivies was an early name for Badfinger. You've got James Taylor, Something's Wrong, Jackie Lomax, Little Yellow Pill, and then Mary Hopkin, Pebble and the Man. I've got that. In fact, I think I've got 2 copies of that somewhere. Well worth finding if you can get it for a nice price. So, the Beatles at the BBC EP. I didn't even know there was one of them, did you? Well, I think it was a promo thing that was sent to radio stations, wasn't it? Then you got the anthology ones, which were promos, weren't they? For 1, 2 and 3. Yellow Submarine Advanced Promo CD, which has Hey Bulldog, Yellow Submarine, Eleanor Rigby, and It's All Too Much. There. It's hard to do this with one hand. Right, just bear with me 1 second, folks. Right, it's just somebody at the door. That's Sue telling the dog to be quiet because she knows I'm doing a video. Yeah, there's some absolutely lovely and wonderful things in this. So yeah, so that is going to be it. There is a lot more in this book, but I can't go into much more detail because I haven't actually studied it properly. But yeah, about £70 this was. Personally, I think it's worth every penny to me because I can do a lot of research on my EPs and things like that. And then with this one, I can do my research on all those 4 boxes of singles that we've got to look through yet, folks. So don't forget, if you do want me to look through those singles and do videos and stuff, I will do them, but there will probably be 4 different videos. There's a lot of duplication in that, a lot of duplicates and stuff like that. So yeah, very, very happy to have this. So once again, thank you, Richard Noller, for letting me have your last book. You know, I mean, I did pay for it, I didn't get it free, don't get me wrong. You know, I'm not endorsed by him or anything, I'm just showing you, you know, what these books are like. So I've got 2, and I'm looking forward to getting the 3rd when it's published, which will probably be next year, I think Richard said, which is going to be the Beatles British LPs. Right, so I hope you've enjoyed that. Beatles Dave's Twist and Shoutouts. I hope you're still all with me. Right, the first one goes to Patricia at A Little Beatles Corner. So here's your twist and your shout out to Patricia at A Little Beatles Corner. If you haven't checked this channel out, folks, please just check it out. Patricia is a 1st generation Beatles fan. I'm a 2nd generation Beatles fan. She can tell you stories what I can only like imagine. You know what I mean? She saw the Beatles in 1964 on the Ed Sullivan Show and things like that. She's got a decent amount of subscribers. You know, it is growing steadily, but folks, do me a favour, just check this channel out, and if you like it, please subscribe. Let's try and get her a few more subs. You know, she should be a massive YouTube channel. Honestly, the things she shows you, and she'll tell you how much she's paid for things because she's still collecting now. You know, so you know, I can't remember what she showed the other day. She bought some CDs or something off eBay or somewhere like that. You know, so she's still collecting now, and that is a 1st generation Beatles fan. Yes, I like telling you stories about my, you know, Beatles journey, but you know, people need to hear from 1st generation fans as well as 2nd generation fans and 3rd generation fans and 4th generation fans, things like that. You know, we are all different. We've all got slightly different stories to tell you. So please check that one out. The other one is a twist and shout out to Gav Axeman Spins. So here's your twist and your shout out to Gav Axeman Spins. Again, it's a fairly new channel. I think he's only been going around a year, maybe just under a year. He does some absolutely fantastic videos. He does shorts and things like that. He's just starting one on Britpop. He does do things on the Beatles and David Bowie and things like that. You know, it's a very, very interesting and enjoyable channel to watch. That's Gav Axeman Spins. The next Beatle Dave's Twist and Shout Out goes to Beatle Tone of Beatle Tone's Beatles channel. And you've just got one, mate, because I just hope that you're going to be doing okay and everything went well. And, you know, we are all praying for you and hoping that you're going to make a speedy recovery, because we're missing you, mate. We're missing you. We're missing your YouTube videos. So, yeah, get well soon, mate, yeah. And I do mean that. And the last one's going to go to Beatle Brad, my old mate Beatle Brad in America. So here's your twist and your shout out to Beatle Brad. Again, he's got a fantastic Beatles channel. So please, if you've got a free half an hour, or you've got a day off work, or it's chucking it down with rain and there's crap all on the telly apart from doom and gloom on the news, check some of these channels out. I'm sure that you will absolutely love them, just as I do. I'm always happy to promote other channels. As I've said before in a video, I am not in competition with anybody. I do my thing, other people do their things, but it's good to you know, to promote other channels as well. Some of them aren't just Beatles channels, like Gav Axeman Spins does do things on other artists as well. He's more how can you say, he does a bit of everything. He does, and they are very, very entertaining videos. You know, Beatle tones, similar to me in a lot of ways. He does a lot of more news related things on his as well. Little Beatles Corner is quite a unique channel. That's all I was saying. You know, that is really, really, really worth checking out. Oh, I've got to do one more as well. One more twist and shout out. So here's your twist and your shout out to Rachel's Ghost. Rachel is based in Canada, and Rachel's partner is her ancestors came from the same village where I grew up. Rachel's fantastic. She's very, very knowledgeable. She does a live podcast every day, or virtual every day. Unfortunately, because of my work commitments, I don't very often get to watch your channel anymore, Rachel. And sometimes if I do, I watch them after the fact sort of thing, like they're not live anymore. Very, very entertaining. And I owe Rachel a very, very, very big thank you, because Rachel was one of the first people to ever like promote my channel when I was first starting, and I got no idea what I was doing. Some people would say I still got no idea now, but at least, you know, I did get a lot of encouragement off Rachel and other people as well, like Beatle Dave and people like that, you know. So I do owe Rachel a very, very big thank you. And one day me and you will do a live one-to-one or something like that if you want, Rachel, but you're gonna have to tell me how to do it, because me and technology do not go. You know, it took me 2 years to work out how to use a proper microphone and things like that, you know. So yeah, so that's going to be it, folks. I just hope this is a bit of entertainment. Like I say, a bit of change from all the doom and gloom that's going on around the world. Every time I turn the telly on now, I end up turning it off, because it's just doom and gloom, especially in the UK at the minute. You know, it's not a very nice place to be living at the minute, the UK. And then there's things going off all around the world, isn't there? You know, so I know we're not the worst out the lot, but it just seems strange to things that are happening in the UK to be happening, if that makes sense. So I just hope I brought a bit of sunshine into your afternoon. And remember, you are the beat of Beatle Dave. Without you, this channel would not be going. And a splendid time is guaranteed for all. So I hope you have had a splendid time watching this. Just remember though, folks, you cannot buy this book now. I was lucky, I've got the last copy, but you can't buy it. It's out of print, and from what Richard was saying, I don't think they're ever going to do a second pressing of this, or your second run of it. But you might be able to get a second-hand copy off eBay or places like that if you're lucky. I think the made in the UK, the singles, that's also out of print now. But we will all be looking forward to the new LP one when he's finished writing it. So good luck with that, Richard. I do mean that, you know, sincerely. I hope to, you know, get it when it comes out. And that's going to be it, folks. So whatever you're doing, please stay safe. Wherever you are in the world, please, please, please stay safe. Remember, the Beatles sung "All You Need Is Love." John sung "Give Peace a Chance." You know, if people just sat down and spoke to one another, sometimes maybe some of the problems that are going on around the world might not be as bad as what they seem to be at the minute. Or is that just me talking a load of crap? It's probably me talking a load of crap, but you know, it's 2024, and we're fighting about really, really stupid things. I can understand why some of it's going off around the world, don't get me wrong, so I'm not going to be taking sides or anything like that, but I just think, you know, come on, people of the world, let's all unite. We've only got one world. We're all part of the same community of being human beings, you know, so let's treat one another with respect and love. Treat people how you'd like them to treat you. Yeah, if you want somebody to be nice to you, you've got to be nice to them, haven't you? It's common sense, isn't it? Anyway, that's the end of the video, folks. I thought, nice little 20-minute video. Do you get 20-minute videos off Beatle Dave now? Not very often. They're usually at least half an hour, aren't they? This one's just gone over half an hour, so it's not too bad today. If you're not subscribed, by the way, just please think about subscribing. It is free. Please check out those other channels that I did mention earlier on. And that's going to be it. So peace, love and happiness to you all. If you've liked the video, please give me the thumbs up and leave me a comment, especially if you want to do videos on those 4 boxes of singles. They might not be all in one go. I might do one week, one another week. You know, it might be over so many weeks or maybe even months. Because I think if I'm just going to do 4 videos, always here she loves you, here she loves you, here she loves you, people get bored. So please let me know on that. I'm easy either way. I can do videos on them or not. You know, they're just brought to add to my collection. And the curiosity factor with them is they were brought by Richard for research on this book. So yeah, right, so that's it folks. As I've said, I love you all. Whatever you're doing, please stay safe. And I know it's only been an old bloke talking a load of crap, but I hope you've enjoyed it. So until next time, peace, love and happiness. Remember, Beatle Dave loves you all. Cheerio now. Bye. Bye.